Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be creating a trio of cards and we're going to be keeping it very clean and simple. This is the time of year where we are creating lots of different holiday cards, and while it's fun to have lots of stamped images and all kinds of scenery, it does take a while to create cards like that. So if your purpose is to create a bunch of cards for holiday gift giving, then it's kind of better to have a quick and easy design that you can mass produce very easily. So I'm going to be sharing some different designs with you this week that feature die cutting, embossing, and stamping to create very quick and easy cards that you can make multiples of so that you have lots on hand for gift giving, or you can create multiples and give the whole set of cards as a gift as well. Today we're going to be combining die cutting with a little bit of stamping to do a secondary sentiment with these large die cut words that I'm assembling here on screen. For the words here, I picked out a bunch of different cardstock colors that I like for the holidays. This is kind of a fun modern color combination. And I used my Impact Alphabet Dynamics and die cut a whole bunch of these letters, figuring out which letters I wanted out of each color first, and then die cutting them all at the same time. Once I had them all die cut, now we can go ahead and start to assemble all of the different words on our card bases. Now this panel here is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm going to layer it onto a white card base that's 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and assemble all these letters. Now I find the quickest and easiest way to do this is to use a T-square ruler to draw a line across my panel, and then I can use that kind of as my guide to know exactly where I need to put these so that they're perfectly straight on our card front. I'm going to kind of put them all onto the panel to figure out spacing from left to right. Once I have an idea of where they need to go, I'm going to take each letter one by one and use some liquid adhesive to adhere them onto the panel. I like to start with one of the letters that's kind of near the center and then work my way out towards each end. I find this is a little bit easier to get things spaced in case I kind of move things. I have a little bit more wiggle room as far as how I arrange these when I start at the middle. So I'm just continuing on here with my glue pen and grabbing each of the letters one by one and adding them on here. And you can see I have a variety of colors. I have some light and dark green. I have that aqua on the L as well as the tropical teal for the J. And then I have a little bit of pink and red both mixed into this. If you're not a fan of this color combination or some of the colors I used, you can absolutely switch them out for traditional Christmas colors. You could use just reds and greens and alternate between the two. You could use just red or green and just kind of use a darker and a lighter color, or you could simply use one color. You don't even have to have them multicolored. So I went ahead and added all of the letters to all of the panels the same way as I did with the jingle, and now we're going to go ahead and create the secondary sentiment. This part here is what I really think brings these cards to life because I'm going to do some stamping on some black cardstock and emboss with white embossing powder. And if you know me in my videos, you know I love that look, especially when I have some type of colorful design that it's going to go with. The sentiments that I'm going to be stamping on the little banners are ones that I've already picked out, and actually those are the sentiments that I used to determine what my word was going to be out of the die cut letters. So all of the words that I've added to those panels are going to be the first word in the stamp sentiment that I'm going to be doing here. So I went ahead and picked out all 3 of the sentiments. So I have Jingle All the Way, I have Merry Christmas, and I have Happy Holidays. So each of those sentiments has that first word that's featured on our panel in the big die cut letters. I stamped them all onto my black cardstock with Versamark ink, which is just a clear sticky ink that'll hold on to that embossing powder. And then I heat set all 3 of them with my heat tool. I'm now going to take the smallest of the Skinny Strips Die-namics, and I'm going to run all 3 of these through my die cutting machine so that I have nice finished banners that we can add to our cards. To adhere my banners to my panels, I'm going to use some foam adhesive just to add a little bit of dimension to our card designs since we've cut them very flat and simple. If you want to speed up this step, you can use regular adhesive and just add it to your banners quickly and then just adhere them on that way. But I do think having a little bit of dimension on these just kind of adds a little bit of something to the card. Now for this part here, you can kind of put this anywhere you want it. If you want to have your sentiments underneath of your die cut word, you might want to just move your die cut word up a bit, or you could leave it exactly as it is here. I wanted to layer these. I knew going into these designs that I wanted the banners to lay right over top of the words. So I'm just kind of laying them out and trying to decide where I want them. I originally thought that I would have them all completely center on each of the words, but I liked all of them a little bit better with the sentiment kind of moved over to the right. So I did that with all 3 of them. I used my T-square ruler to make sure I had them straight on the cards. And now we have 3 finished panels that have our large die cut words and then our smaller sentiment banner layered on top. The last thing that we need to do is add our panels to our card bases. And like I mentioned, the card bases are A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just using regular adhesive to add these on to save a little bit of time since we are trying to make these a little bit quicker. And then once we have all of those panels adhered, we have 3 finished card designs, each featuring a large die cut word with a coordinating sentiment. And like I mentioned earlier, you can speed these cards up by simply using one die cut word, not doing multiples like I did here, and you can use one single color of cardstock versus multiple colors, which would definitely speed up your die cutting as well. I hope today's video gave you some ideas on ways that you can use die cut sentiments along with a stamped sentiment banner to create some really quick and easy holiday card designs. As always, I appreciate you being here for another video, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching.